time to fill up and hit it again. We go through a lot of fuel in this business because we put a lot of time and miles in on the road. Tonight, we actually don't have any plan. Tonight, we're going to be kind of recycling some of our old plans and seeing what gives. You know, in this business, persistence usually pays off. If you don't catch somebody the first or second time out, you just keep going by the same addresses until something new comes up, talking to as many people as you can, and you know, normally something will give eventually. But you got to have persistence. You can't just give up on a file. I never just give up on a file, ever. I find out where they're at somehow. Even if I can't put my hands on them, maybe they're too far away for it to make financial sense to go get them, but I always find out where they're at. Anyway, I'll keep y'all updated. I might even try to keep you updated as we go along tonight. A friend of mine called me this morning and suggested that, one, I stop saying, "Hey YouTube," at the beginning of my videos, and two, maybe do a little bit of monologue throughout our night. I might try to convince my partner to go on camera a little bit, see how that goes. I guess you'll know by the end of this video. Well, we had to make a quick pit stop at the Harrison County Jail because, well, we are bondsmen after all. I had to go write a bond on this guy that I don't have to wait for him to be released because he's not actually going to be released to me. From time to time, we write bonds on people that have holds on them for other jurisdictions that they got in trouble in one way or another, and this guy has a hold on him for Baton Rouge. So all I do is write the bond, send it down, and then Baton Rouge has a certain amount of time to decide whether or not they're gonna come get the guy, or if they decide not to, they'll just cut him loose, and hopefully my cosigner will call me and let me know that he's out, and I'll be able to catch up with him and do my paperwork. If not, well, that's a bad sign, but it gives us a head start on catching him before he turns into a warrant. All right, now that we've written our bond, it's time to gear up. Look, my partner's over there looking at me like I'm crazy because I'm talking to a camera. I can't get her to play on camera with me, but it's okay. I'll get her to come around. We've been messing around with each other for, you know, 15, 20 years. I taught her everything she knows.
Shh, you wish.
Okay, I might not have taught her everything she knows, but most of it. I knew I'd get her to talk on camera.
I knew that's what you were doing.
So actually, my partner is the first boss I ever had in the bonding business as a writing agent. Now, I was bounty hunting a long time before I became a writing agent, and I went to work for her and her husband. He was a hoot and a half. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us. I actually miss the old bastard now that he's gone. I stayed mad at him back in the day, but no. She taught me a lot of what I know about this business, most of what I know about this business. Between her and a guy named Ken, I learned how to be a bondsman. And along the way, I kind of developed my own methods. And I think they work out okay. Well, I wasn't able to convince my partner to get on camera, but I'll keep working on her. So I'll just have to tell you the story. So last night we did what I said. We went by a couple addresses we've already been by and checked two of them out. The first one, we are pretty sure it's obviously lived in, but we're pretty sure that the person that lives there has not been back since we last went to the address. There's a couple different things that tell us that. One thing being that it didn't look like anything had been moved. You know, we could see inside the place from the, you know, curtains that were open. It didn't look like, you know, any doors had been opened or closed that weren't previously open or closed. And we're pretty sure the place doesn't even have power, but it's got one of those smart meters, so it's possible that the power is off. It's not the old school meter that it's flipped when it's off. I should have written down the power reading the last time we were there, but I didn't. But I'm pretty sure that it's the same number it was the last time we were there. So on to the next address, and this was actually a pretty good stop. The last time we were up there, the place was completely dark, no vehicles, didn't appear that anybody was home. This time we made contact with some people and we were able to actually talk to them. A big part of this business is talking to people, and you know, this was a family member of theirs that we're looking for, and it's our job to there's a couple different techniques. You know, one technique some people employ is, you know, the whole tough guy routine. Yeah, if you don't help us, we're gonna make sure that you catch charges for harboring a fugitive and this and that. And you know what? That's a crock of crap, because number one, we can't do that. You know, we can try to convince a judge or try to convince a cop to arrest somebody for harboring a fugitive, but come on, man, let's be realistic. 9 times out of 10 in this job, it just ain't that serious. So I always take the approach of, we're here to help. But it's not a BS approach. I really will help. As long as somebody meets me halfway, and, you know, like this particular person that we're looking for, you know, I talked to his family, told his family to get word to him that if he calls me and he's willing to do the right thing, then I will help him to the best of my abilities. Now, I'm not his attorney, I'm not a judge, I'm not law enforcement. I can't make his charges disappear or anything crazy like that. But there are ways that we can help people, and there are ways that we can, you know, guide them along and let them know how to take care of their situation. I mean, this guy that we're looking for, he is scared. He's hiding. He has left behind everything and everybody he's ever known and loved, and he is scared. He does not want to go to prison. I don't blame him. Nobody wants to go to prison, but the fact of the matter is, you do have a charge out there. You did make a mistake. If it wasn't your fault, then you need to fight it vigorously. You know, this running and hiding business doesn't help anybody. But if he calls me, I'll help him. And if he's watching this video, I will help you. Call me. I doubt he's watching the video, but you never know. Anyway, so that was last night. It was a good night. A good night for more information gathering and hopefully getting a message to the person I'm looking for. And hopefully he will come to his senses and realize that he can't stay on the run forever. I talk to people all the time in this business, and, you know, I catch people all the time in this business, and they always say the same thing when I catch them. They've been on the run for a long time. Is, thank God, I'm glad it's over. I'm glad you're here. I wouldn't have ever turned myself in, but I'm so relieved that it's over. Because being on the run takes a lot of money, a lot of time, and a lot of energy. And people usually don't have all three at the same time. So, you know, while they're on the run, it's scrimping and begging and borrowing and stealing and just trying to do whatever you can to make it by. You know, and eventually your family either runs out of funds or they run out of the willpower to help you financially. They might help you morally. They might try and support you emotionally. They might even agree with what you're doing, but eventually they run out of money or patience. And once that happens, you're kind of out there in the wind all alone. And you can only go from person to person so much before somebody catches on to what's going on. I mean, I got a call 2 weeks ago saying, hey, is this so-and-so a client of yours? And, well, yeah. Well, he's here and we're not sure he's supposed to be here. Well, because that person kind of rubbed somebody the wrong way. They, I guess, looked up his name, found out that he was out on bond with me, and I was like, yeah, I appreciate the call, but I'm not looking for this guy. You know, he's good in our book. So anyway, it's hard to hide. It's a small world, and Google is a powerful tool. So anyway, that's all for now. I'm gonna finish feeding the horsies and go home and get some rest. Been the Bondsman, signing out. And remember, bell bonding isn't what we do, it's who we are. What you doing, Major? Hmm? They're empty, buddy.